We are live. Wow. It has been a long time since I went live. So bear with me. It's a Wednesday at what, 8:30 in the morning? And I'm not expecting a ton of you to show up, but I have an opportunity to just kind of work by myself. The house is empty besides me and Coda. So I'm going to do some work. Jennifer, the first one here. I knew you'd be here. You are awesome. Jennifer comments on every single one of my videos, and that means a lot, even on my second channel, The Fixer 2. So I really appreciate that. What's up, guys? Take a while to get people in here, but just wanted to, give you an update and tell you what I'm working on. And Coda wants to say hi, apparently. Coda, say hi. Say hi, buddy. Say, we're going to work today. We're going to work today. I know, you don't want to work. But we're going to do it. Okay? And we're going to do it right now. Everyone's rolling in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Netherlands. Awesome. Well, so I have been working on this mudroom and it's coming along. Let me give you a little preview. What's going on here? So I have the bench seat done. I think it came out really nice. I did the same thing basically that I did in the pantry. If you don't know, I made a video on the pantry right here, doing the hardwood countertop. And this is hickory, 4-inch. It was unfinished. And I sanded it up nice and polyed it. And yeah, now it's covered with, we call this the snack shack. My mom calls this the snack shack. Tons of snacks. But yeah, so I did kind of the same thing. Only difference is I did a different kind of nosing here. I actually bought a big piece of hickory. It was rough cut. I planed it down, and then I made this nosing. So yeah, stay tuned for that video. That will be out either today or tomorrow at some point. Thank you guys for saying it looks clean. This is the only thing I really don't like is this line. I guess I'll live with it. It's fine. Yeah, I did this trim under here. And then I did the face frames. So the last video that went out was the cabinet boxes. And I did another one, these face frames. That one will be out after this one. And did some crown molding up here. And I think the paint came out pretty good. This one, I actually rolled it and brushed it. It's too early to be doing woodworking live. Yeah, hopefully we have no incidences. But yeah, I hung the rods up here. This is basically just a big closet. And this is the biggest closet that we have in the house besides the master bedroom or primary bedroom closet. So this is going to be a lot of storage. We have plans. We really wanted to get another closet in here because there's a closet in the bathroom here that's going to end up eventually probably being the laundry. And over here, there's a closet that will be kind of toys, activities, that kind of thing. So we really wanted basically a big coat closet. and the kids can put all their shoes, the winter clothes, we can store up here, summer clothes in the winter, that kind of thing, and boots and shoes and everything else, storage underneath. I might do some kind of like pull out drawers on the bottom here eventually. And I'm not doing baseboard right now because this carpet is going to go. I might do temporary baseboard and just rip it up when I do the carpet. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, it's coming along. So like I said, expect a this video on how I finished this bench seat either today or tomorrow. But today, what we're doing, what's missing here? Doors. And here we have one door. So these are obviously custom built, custom size. Sorry, the camera's shaky. Too much coffee, I guess. So there are so many different ways to build doors. This is just one of them. So what I did was I bought poplar. This is 1x3 poplar. I guess poplar doesn't, it's softer than pine, but it doesn't really warp as much. It's a lot more straight. And then I used 1/2-inch MDF. And on the back side, you can see what I did is I cut the MDF and I routered a rabbet. I used a rabbet bit to router this and dropped it in there and glued it, and it's nice and flat and even. Did some pocket screws to hold the frame together. And yeah, full disclosure, since this is a live video and I'm not afraid to share my mistakes, what I ended up doing was I primed this. I caulked in all right here. I painted it with a brush and a roller, and I did both sides, and I hated it. I didn't like the finish. I'm not good at painting, but I really want these to come out nice. Like this came out good. You know, there's not a lot of texture to it. And I don't know, I think it came out really good, but with the doors, yeah. Oh, with a dry brush, super lightly to break up the air bubbles. Yeah, so I ended up sanding all the paint off. And I want these to be nice, so I am going to spray this with primer and paint. I don't have a sprayer, so today I'm going to go get one. But what I wanted to do is build 2 of these doors, prime them, paint them, get them in place, because I always have to think of the videos when I do this. It's kind of unconventional. Basically, you would build all these doors, set them all up, prime them, paint them, be done. But since I make videos and I want to show you how to do it, I'm going to get these set in there. So when I do the intro, I can say something like this. I'm going to show you how to build cabinet doors. Kind of like these. And we're going to do it right now. You know how I do my thing. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to make another one of these doors, and then I'm going to go take a look at sprayers. I want one today. So I'm going to go to a store. If you have any recommendations, I was looking at, there's a Graco sprayer. It's handheld compact. It has the hopper on the top instead of the airless sprayer that you put on the ground and it sucks up the paint. I figured that one would be nice. I do have a Wagner power painter, but you know, it's cheap, for lack of a better word. And I've used it a couple times, and I had some issues with it, kind of spitting out. Maybe I wasn't using it properly, but if you have any recommendations for a sprayer, let me know. You can, for sure, brush and roll this, and then sand in between coats, and you can get a pretty good finish. It was, you know what? It was probably good enough for a lot of people, but I decided to you know, step it up, I guess. And I want to do it a little better. So where's my paint? Where's the paint that I'm using? Let me show you that. Thank you for the congrats on the new house. We're loving it. It's going good, and these projects are fun. So this is what I used on the face frames, and this is what I'm going to use for the doors. This is a satin Benmore Advanced, so it's like it's kind of weird. It's a waterborne alkali. I don't know. So it's like kind of like oil based, but it's also water based. You can clean it up with soap and water, and it hardens or cures like with a really hard shell. Yeah, they recommended this at the paint store, so that's what I'm going with. And that is what this is. So I did, like I said, I rolled this one and came out pretty good. Here's my marks for my doors. So I have my measurements. One thing, that you need to do, or what I needed to do anyways, I put a hinge on a piece of scrap wood, and I basically put it like this, and all this is going to be in the video that I make. And I have that mark there. This is an 1.25 inch overlay. These hinges, you can get them where they only overhang to the left, like a 1/2 inch, an inch, 3/4, whatever. This one's an 1.25 inch. And then I measured to the center right here, and I want to have an 1/8 inch gap between these two. And then I put this one over here. So I have the size that I need, and it's this. So I'm going to make another one of these. So I'm going to take this out, measure it exactly, and just build an exact match. And I'm bringing you along for the ride. So I hope you enjoy it. Got my coffee, and I'm ready to go. Except I got to put my coat on because it's still freezing in Massachusetts. And that's the only thing about doing this kind of stuff. I don't have a place that's heated. So it is a little risky building stuff when it's cold, and then you bring it into, your warm house, because wood expands and contracts. So I'm trying to take all the steps to kind of prevent, this expanding and contracting too much. And I'll bring it in here when I glue it. I got glue that's better for colder temperatures, Type On 3. And I'll bring it in here and let it warm up. But if these seams, for instance, start to open up, then it is what it is. But this is what I have to do. I can't really build these in here. So let's take this out so we can measure it. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to have to come back for my coffee. And then we'll go out to the garage. This may be a little boring at times, but hey, if you got nothing going on, hang out with me. Oh man, this is tricky. And I was going to film just like time lapse, but I figured, I haven't gone live in a while, so here we go. Yeah, eventually I'll probably do some heat in here. Maybe one of those big heaters that you hang up here, or maybe a mini split or something like that. Eventually. This is insulated. This is insulated. This is the house. I'll have to do something about the garage door. And eventually the office. I want my office up here. So I'm probably going to have to insulate this and do 5/8 drywall. And so there's a lot of stuff to do before I even think about making this a heated garage. All right, got nothing going on, so you hang out. Love it. Grab this is the most important tool of the day. Coffee. Ugh. So, I got my stand set up here. Auto fix. What's going on? This is kind of sad. Look at this tiny little heater that I'm trying to just warm up a little bit. It's about 40 degrees, really. We're almost at like the cutoff of really gluing stuff and painting stuff, and I'm trying to choose my materials wisely while I build this so I don't have any issues. But you know what? I can always fix it if something goes wrong. Nothing is perfect, so you just do what you can with what you got, right? Okay, let's go. You're going on the stand. And I should get a cord set up so the battery doesn't die here. Yes, smash that like button. Thank you guys. Let me know if there's any issues with audio or anything, and I'll try and fix it, but there's only so much I can do. Look at this thing. This was a little install, and I filmed a video on Fixer 2, my other channel. This thing is great. Not sponsored, but it's a, what is it, RST. Okay, give me an extension for it. It's gonna be super casual, guys. Super cash today. I'm not gonna rush around. That's how things get messed up. This is kind of, well, it's been a long time since I've done stuff like this, so I'm kind of out of my element when it comes to this, so I'm just like refreshing my brain with, you know, doing this kind of fine finish work. So take it slow, you know, and just get it done. Wrap this cord around the stand. Sure, I could have done this before I went live. Why would I do that, though? It's actually not too bad in here compared to outside. Just a little cold. Okay, you are plugged in. So, as I said, I have poplar, 1x3, and as far as cabinet doors go, you have the side pieces that go all the way. These are called the stiles, S-T-I-L-E. And then these right here that go in between are the rails. And I don't know, this we'll call the panel. So, as I said earlier in the video, there are a ton of different ways to do this. This is kind of an easy thing you can do with not like a ton of tools. So, by the way, I didn't know MDF was so expensive. I haven't worked with MDF in a while. A 1/2-inch sheet was $46. Pretty much the same price as like sanded 3/4-inch plywood. But it takes paint really well, and it's easy to work with. The best thing really to use, like the go-to for people for building doors like this and face frames for cabinets, is maple, but the price difference, it's like triple the cost of pine. This, as I said, is poplar, which is a little more expensive than pine, but it's not too outlandish. So, let's build an exact match to this door. Oh, I knocked, so Coda thinks somebody's here. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the stiles. These are already ripped, or, you know, they're 2.5 inches, which is what I want for my stiles and my rails. This is 48 3/8. Just a little shy. And when I say just a little shy, I mean basically a 30-second. I say it a lot in my videos, and people always ask me. So if I say 6.5 strong, it's not a 16th pass, it is a 30-second pass. So just past 6.5. And if I say shy, it's just under 6.5. That's me, anyways. I don't know. Some people have their things. That's one of mine. I'm just used to it from when I was working before. That's what we would say when I worked with somebody. Anyways, 48 3/8. I want to pick some good pieces. I tried at the store. It's hard to find good lumber nowadays. Is this long enough? Nope. Strike one. Let's see. Might be able to cut that knot out of there. This will work. This over my saw. Want to come over? Come on over to the saw. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm not going to be able to respond to a bunch of comments because I will be working, but just so you know, I do appreciate it. Leave comments and I'll check them out afterwards, and I'll try and answer them in the comments section if I can. So, let me show you this. This is cool. So, for my saw here, I got this switch. I don't have a dust collection system, so I wanted something to help with the dust. This is an Ortis vacuum switch, and you plug your saw in, and you plug a vacuum in. So I have my vacuum under here. The hose is running up here. I took another hose that fits in here, just made it work, and hooked it up to my thing here. And when you turn this on, it will automatically turn the vacuum on to catch the sawdust. So check it out. And then it shuts off by itself. How cool is that? I think it's cool anyways. Until the day that I get a nice heated garage with a big dust collection system, that's gonna work for me. All right, 48 3/8, straight cuts. You can do this 45s if you wanted to. Gotta chop off the end. I need a pencil. Okay. 48 3/8. A little shy, a little strong. What was it? A little shy. Little shy. This does have a shadow line that I have not been using. Just forget to turn it on. It's pretty cool. Right there. They got to start putting the tags back here. I don't know why they stopped doing that. But that's dumb. I don't like that. Match this up, make sure it's good. I want it the exact same. Trim it just a little bit. And unfortunately, 48 3/8 makes it so that I can't use one 8-footer for the two sides, but that's okay. I shouldn't have much waste. Should be good. It can be just a tiny bit long. In fact, it should be. So I can, when I sand it, it'll be perfect. One piece. This is exciting stuff, guys. I mean, what else would you want to do on a Wednesday morning but work with me? Next. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cut from the other end, see if I can avoid that tag. Square it off. Here's a question, if you can answer. When I run the saw and then it shuts off, I'm doing this on my phone. So when it shuts off, does the phone do the auto attenuation thing where it'll be super loud, so the phone tries to cut the sound down, and then as soon as the vacuum shuts off, it's like silent because it's got to come back up? I'll say something right after this shuts off. Let me know if that's happening. Match that up so it's perfect. I'm sorry if the tools are loud. I don't have a silencer for them. Let me know. Can you hear me? In the comments, let me know. Can you hear me? And is it coming back up? Can you hear me? I just want to know for future reference. Of course, I'm going to watch this video afterwards to see, but... Make sure these are the exact same. I'm trying to look at my phone at the same time to see if anybody will let me know. Sound is steady, says Jennifer. Okay, that's good. Can hear you. Awesome. Those are perfect. Exactly the same length, which is what I want. Thank you, Tony. Sounds good. Great. Awesome to hear. Awesome to hear. Has anybody else had a cold for like a year and a half? Maybe it's just me because I have 3 kids and they bring everything under the sun home. But yeah, it's been, I've had a cold forever. I guess the winter doesn't really help being in Massachusetts, but. Anyways, all right, now we have to measure for the rails. And what I'm going to do is measure the exact width. And then I'll subtract this. Because it's going in between. And as I suspected, 5 inches. Because 2.5 plus 2.5 is 5 inches. Stick around, I got more tips. All right, so now the question is math. 17 and a half minus 5 inches. 12 and a half. Am I right? Wow, what a genius. Really, guys, this is pretty easy, and I can't tell you how much satisfaction I get making these videos and getting comments saying that it helped. That is like my mission in life, just so you know. And it makes me feel good. Selfishly, I love helping people. I guess it's not selfish, and it's fun. I love doing it. So, where was I? 12 and a half. I could take my cut pieces that I have. I have another one, maybe, possibly. Need a mic? Is it hard to hear? Saw some people saying it was good, but who knows? Turn your volume up. Yeah, I don't go live often. Maybe I'll get a wireless microphone. Okay. The sound is worthless? What? Is it that bad? Should I end the live right now and do this again when I have a wireless microphone? They can turn their volume up. Sounds good now because you're right near the mic. Yeah, I got to keep that in mind, I guess. Your sound is great. Amanda's sound is great. So I'll try and speak up. Is that going to help? When I'm away from the phone, I will speak up. Sound is okay when you're near the mic. My sound is great too. That is now. Okay. So, yeah. I'll just speak up. I'll probably lose my voice. That's okay. I need you guys to hear. All right. 12 and a half. Stop distracting me, guys. This is the amount of waste I'm going to have. Not bad. This is already a nice cut here. That's way too long. Try again. I cut it 3 times and it's still too short. That's a little joke. I'm sorry. That one's good. 12 and a half. I'm speaking up. Don't be afraid to cut things 15 times. Some people might be afraid to do that and say that it's hackery. I want to show you this shadow line feature. It's pretty cool. Can I zoom? Nah. I can't zoom. Let's see the shadow line. No, can't really. Hold on. Let me bring it closer. Gotta be like this. There you go. That's pretty cool. So it'll tell you exactly where the blade is going to drop. Drop it like it's hot. All right. Trim this just a bit. A little long. Okay, these are the exact same width. They line up perfectly. And then the styles. This, that's perfect. It's a little tiny strong. And when I go to sand it, I'm going to round over this edge a little bit. There's a little tip for you, especially for painting. I'm rounding the corners so they're not so sharp. And that way the paint won't chip off as easy. So it'll also, you know, if somebody bumps their head on it, a small child, it won't, you know, might avoid going to the hospital. We'll see though. All right, so now we can connect these. But first I need to do some pocket holes. So I'm gonna bring you over here to my new purchase. I said this in one of my videos. For some reason, for all the years that I've been doing construction, you know, when I did it for a job, and all the side projects, and then the past 7, 8 years that I've been doing this, ooh, a Bluetooth headset. I have one. We should test it out. I haven't really used pocket hole screws, like, ever. So I bought this jig, and man, I gotta say, it's really handy. So, again, not sponsored. Should I put my Bluetooth headphones on and give it a shot? Where are they? I think they're inside. So, these pieces, I'm going to be going from the rails into the stiles. Will I be able to connect while I'm live? Okay, well, you know what? Let's go find my headphones. And we'll give it a shot. And if it's a fail, it's a fail. But this is, you know, trial and error. I'd love to go live more often. So, if I can figure it out, how to get the best audio with the help of you guys, that's, you know, that'd be great. Let's see. These are pretty, I don't like using the word cheap. Inexpensive. Let's see what happens. House tour. So I'll start with this. I gotta make sure it's connected. Is it connected yet? I think I have to change my settings. Can I do that while I'm live? That's the question. Stay with me, guys. It's connected. You sure? Is the audio better? Let me see. It's connected. Okay, I'm going to go over here. I am pretty far away. Is it muffled? Does it need something? Anything? How's it doing? Much better? Mic is worse, but at least we will hear you when you walk away. Not better, but we can hear when you're further away. Okay? And are you going to get a lot of scratching? You sound muffled now. They still understand? Okay. I think the mic is like right here. Like I said, these are like $20 headphones. So, you know, working with what I got. I'm going to take my coat off. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, we get scratching. What if I wear them on my head like a goober? Is that any better? This is pretty silly. Sounds blurry. Just tell people you have a cold. I do have a cold. You can make out every word. Does this look ridiculous? Was it better here? Is it better here or here? Sorry, guys. I want to make this a good experience for you. So if it's awful, I can shut it off. It's better. I think that's better. So, okay. I'm going to go with it. So I'm going to walk over here, final test, and then I'm going to get back to work. Not exactly comfortable on my head, but I'm probably 15 feet away. How's that? On the head is better. All right. I think we got it figured out, guys. Thank you for your help. Better above the ears. Over around your neck. Yeah, I don't want you to fall on the floor, but all right, cool. So let's do some pocket holes. So this is already set to 3/4. This can do 1/2 inch, 5/8, 3/4, 1 inch, all that stuff. No problem, Amanda. Thank you for helping me. And so I have these all set. And this is all set up. So what I'm going to do is put this in here. And I want to do this in a way where, because I'm doing a rabbit close to the edge, I don't want to put a pocket hole close to one of these edges. I'll just choose where to do it. Like right here, I think, is where I started the last one. Doesn't really matter. No rhyme or reason to it. It's just going to connect it. So put it in like that. I wish I could zoom with this camera. There's another thing. We'll figure this out, guys. So another cool thing about this is, if I can get to it, my hose. Now that the camera's in the way, we're building stuff. This hose can go right here. So all that debris, as I'm drilling, will get sucked out. And that switch that I showed you also has a switch on the switch, so you can turn the vacuum on. Like that. Let's fill. Boom. There you go. So now we have pocket holes. And these are held away from the same edge. That should be enough material so that when I put that rabbit in there, I won't have any issues. It's a handy little jig. I like it. I know, it's not new. It's nothing new. New to me. Somehow. I'll do this one. Yes, very useful tool, Brian. I like it. I was so confident that I was going to use this all the time that I bought a huge package of screws. So now I need screws, high-pitched saw vacuum, real good. I'll get better the more I go live. You know, I'm just filming so much that, you know, going live is tough because if I'm doing something, I want to make a nice video about it. Luckily, these are all the same, these cabinet doors, and I want to have some done for the intro and everything. It'll be easier to explain what I'm doing. So opportunities like this are great. Let me know if you guys like it. If you're here, you probably do. Or you're going to tune off and be like, this guy talks too much. All right. Set you up over here at my makeshift table. Got my styles. If you're just joining, we're building a cabinet door. A single cabinet door, because that's how I roll. I'm going to get this out of the way. And I think we're going to lower you so you can get a real good shot. But first, again, this space is going to be where the rabbit's going to go. So it's going to go in like this. Styles will go like this. S-T-I-L-E style. And then this one will be right meow. I need my glue, Type 3, good for cold weather. It is cold, it's Massachusetts. Can't wait for spring, I'm excited. And now I need my screws. Boop. Need some clamps. These have been working good, but I just bought some new ones that are kind of easier to use. Maybe I'll try these out. Excuse me. What else do I need? Got my glue, got my screws. Oh, drill. No need to pre-drill these. That pocket hole jig also comes with a bit and some sample screws. which is nice. I'm going to lower you down. Oh, you're unplugged. I'll plug you back in. What are you guys doing today? Just hanging out? Anybody watching from work? Am I going to plug the pocket holes? Yep. Oh, you're watching the right video then. Well, maybe. I mean, this is how I'm doing it anyways. I hope. Working, but working from home. Nice. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Didn't mean to ask it for that reason. Cool. Hanging out today. Working from home. Nice. We're all working. Watching from the Philippines. Awesome. So there's a good angle. Actually, we'll do this one first. I'm a righty. I want at least one to look good. Okay, so we do one at a time. The good thing about Type On 3 too is that its working time is longer than other glues. So if I have to move this around a little bit, it'll be fine. I need a wet rag to pick up the excess. Don't have running water out here, so got a spray bottle. Pro tip from a non-pro. I'm a DIYer, not a pro. Okay, so do this. I need a scrap piece of wood. That short one will work perfectly. So this, I started not having this piece of wood, and these didn't work out perfectly. So this will give it a nice, it'll make this nice and flush on the other side. This is all going to be sanded down anyways, but might as well try and make it as perfect as we can, right? I'm going to glue this. It does help to wet this. You don't want it soaking wet, but I may or may not do that for the whole thing. Now, a little glue. That should be plenty. And then line this up. Take my clamp. Oh, it just barely made it. Move you. So you can see. We're going to try and hold this tight. You could put a clamp on the other side too, but these pocket screws are going to suck this right in tight. Oh, this isn't going to work. It's touching the floor. See? I guess I'll stick with these ones. Actually, I'm going to lift this up. No, I'm not. I lied. All right, I can't use those clamps. So, this, a little awkward. Clamp it. Clamp, clamp. A little rubber mallet, or a mallet, rubber hammer, whatever. I get a lot a lot of guff for not saying the proper terminology sometimes. Why does it matter so much to people? Actually, that's not a rubber mallet. It's a mallet, because mallets are rubber. Sorry, I won't do that. Make sure this is tight. Make sure this is flush. Tighten this down nice and tight. And I'll try and give you a good angle for seeing these pocket screws go in. Yeah, you know, the DeWalt clamp upside down would work. And this is me being paranoid, because I'm picturing myself losing an eye with this up. So that's just me. Okay. That's not ideal that it's up at an angle like that, but these are pretty easy to screw in. I want you to see, let's see if you can see this get tight. Satisfying. That little gap right there. Okay, now take a couple of pocket hole screws and you follow the angle of this. I'm sure you've seen pocket hole screws before, but talk my way through everything. And another one. Another one. Make sure it goes in that re-drilled hole. Where are you? There you are. Is it square? Well, this is square, my style. This has a square cut, so it should be square. What I do is I put it all together, and then because this glue takes a while to set, it gives you more working time. Afterwards, I can put a clamp or a couple clamps diagonally if this is at a square, and then when I do the plywood, I can fix it. But it should be square. As long as I have my miter saw set properly, should be good. So now I can take these off. Really check that out. Got to go a little tighter. Yeah. There we go. No splitsies. Not too close to the edge. And there you go. In the front, where it really counts. Focus. Focus, phone. Yeah. Looks good. And then we just make sure we got the glue wiped up and move on to the next one. Easy peasy. I have learned, after doing stuff like this for a while, that tools do help. The proper tools do help. But you can always make it work, you know? So don't feel like you have to buy a million tools. This is, what, 18, 20 years into doing stuff like this, and I just bought a pocket hole jig last week, and I made it work. So obviously if you do, like, you know, this stuff for a living, you build cabinets every single day or whatever you do, and you need the proper tools, it's worth investing in. But if you're just doing a project on your own, you're doing your mudroom or whatever you're doing, then, you know, you can rent tools. If you want to make the investment, you can, or you can make this work in other ways. That's why I said this is not the only way to build cabinet doors. I'm a firm believer, and I will stand by it. You do not need the most expensive tools in the world. Everybody, not everybody, a lot of people give me a hard time because I use the green tools. But they work. Knock on wood. Don't want it to fail. Craps out as soon as I use it on this joint. Glue. Glue. See, I told you I probably wasn't going to wet this down every time. I do what I want. Okay. The next thing I need is an actual workbench so I don't have to do this all awkwardly. All in good time. Making it work, right? See, that's awkward. Make sure that's flat. And I'm going nice and slow for you guys. That's my excuse. Not that I am overthinking everything. That's good. That's tight. 2 more screws. Do you want me to check for square now, even though it's kind of gonna do its own thing? Once I put these screws in, it's gonna change anyways, but perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yay! 1 little pocket screw. Uh-oh. What happened? Well, get this one in. Okay, that's tight. I don't know what happened with this one. Oh, I think the bit might have slipped off. My biggest fear is it comes out the other side, but as long as you do it properly, we're good. Ah, it didn't come out the other side. I'll show you why I'm saying ah. That's why. I don't like it. These stupid tags. All right, I'm going to flip this, actually, this way. I can do this one. But I got to remember, because I'm rabbiting this, go like this. Okay. This side first. Do. Glue. You could also just clamp this together and let the glue set. I don't like that. I've never liked that, relying on just glue. Even though apparently glue hardens harder than wood. I don't know. I just like mechanical fasteners. Give me peace of mind. That's just how I roll. I need some of those quick release clamps. I bought some, but they're kind of junk, so I'm not using them. One. And two. Don't want to go too far. Strip them out. The glue. Here. One more. If you guys weren't here, I'd probably be singing and jamming out to my headphones. Do you want me to sing? Just kidding. I'm not doing that. I will spare you my beautiful voice. One clampy. Ha ha ha. Two clampy. Ha ha ha. In case you're just joining us, we are building, or if you're watching this afterwards, we are building a cabinet door. And I'm making terrible jokes and impressions of the Count. And people are wondering if this is going to be square. And we're going to check it out as soon as these screws are in. It's pretty satisfying putting these screws in. Tight. Yes, drop a like. Oh, I'll stream again. Can I do a rendition of Tequila? Oh, I missed. Tequila what? Just tequila? Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. No tequila. Ugh. Ugh. Unless it's in a margarita. What is the time at my place now? It is probably about 9:30. I don't have a clock and I can't see on my phone because I'm live. So probably about 9:30 in the morning on a lovely Wednesday morning. About 32 degrees outside, maybe about 34 degrees with my tiny heater in here. Harbor Freight planer opinion. I don't know. I never bought one. I kind of want to get a table planer. I have a hand planer that's pretty sweet. Oh, it's 9:54. Okay, it's almost 10 o'clock. So I'm not sure. But as with anything at Harbor Freight, especially electrical, mechanical, it could fail. I've found anyways. So it's like you take that risk. You get something really inexpensive compared to a lot of other stuff. But if it fails, then you know that you're taking that risk. So pocket screw, pocket hole screw, just one. All right, so moment of truth. I want to find out if this is square. To check for square, take our tape measure, go right in the corner, bring it over here, and see that it is 51 3/8. So if this is square, and I hold my tape down on the opposite corner and hold it to the same place over here, it should be the same exact measurement. And it looks like we're off by a 1/16 of an inch. Tear it all out. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. That's it. Just kidding. That's perfect. So we're good. I do not have to adjust. If it was like an 1/8 inch out, I would adjust, but I'm not moving it. So now we're good with our frame, basically our rails and styles. In case you're just joining us, styles, rails, pocket hole screws. I don't know, whatever you want to call that, mallet. I don't know. It's up to you. Just bang the corners. Yep. All right. Now we're going to move over here. How am I going to do this? Because I got to cut a sheet of plywood. So I'm going to move this stuff. I'm going to put my sheet of plywood here. Done with these for now. Excuse me. That's pretty good. Hate that the tag is there, though. I should have checked that. We'll get it off of there. I'm going to put this over on the bench. I might have to use the bathroom. Man, I'm setting the record. I think I've already broken the record for my longest live. So that's cool. I do like going live. It's just finding the opportunity to do so. You guys still hear me okay as I'm walking around here with my Bluetooth headphones? Oh, coffee break. Cheers if you're having a coffee. Leave a like for coffee. Have some old barnwood and thinking about repurposing it for a project? All right. Jennifer says yes. Awesome.
my goofy headphones. I'll figure something out for that. Maybe something that's not as muffled. So now I gotta get this MDF sheet over here. And another thing I did recently, I don't want to ever sound like I'm complaining or anything. It's just life. I hurt my back. So the past like 4 days, I've been struggling with that. But it is what it is. Second coffee, nice. So we're going to be careful moving this sheet. MDF is heavy because it is basically just a bunch of wood fibers glued together. Packed solid. Where was my last cut? There. As well continue it. Put it on my rickety table. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. That'd be good for live though. Nice outtake. Okay. Yeah, that was not great to do for my back, but whatever. It's got to get done. It's just me. Okay. Hello from Canada. Thank you for joining. Adjusting my stand. I apologize for the movement of the camera. But this is great. I don't have to be by myself working in here. I got you guys. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Going up. And spinning. And adjusting. Okay, now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a couple 2x3s and put them under this sheet so that when I cut it, this thing doesn't fall to the ground and I have a terrible cut. Take a couple scraps. Here. I don't like cutting this stuff. The dust is terrible. I don't like it. But hey, what are you going to do? So 1/2 inch MDF. What we're going to do is this right here. And, you know, I suppose what I could do that I didn't even think of before is I could just hold it like this and mark it. Oh, wait, we're not ready. We're not ready to cut that. We got to do our rabbet. We got to take that material out so that we can put our plywood on there. Silly me. Okay, so that's the next step. I'm going to take this and this. I'm going to raise this up so that I don't start cutting into the MDF. Like that. Get my clamps. I think I can use these other ones now, which would be nice. Drop a like. Drop a like. Leave a comment. All the things. I appreciate you guys tuning in. on a fine Wednesday like this. You could be doing anything in the world right now, but you're here with me. I'll never forget that. That's a little loosey-goosey. All right, so that'll be good. I need my router. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be doing. I have my riveting bit already set to the depth, and I'm going to go around the inside so that the plywood has a place to sit, and then it's going to be completely flush. It is a safer use. I won't get it, won't poke my eye out. Speaking of safety, make sure when you're using a router that this is nice and tight. That bit is nice and tight. I've had these pop out. It's a little scary. And make sure that the switch is off. In the off position when you plug this in. So that it doesn't just kick on. Is that going to be long enough? Or am I going to need an extension cord? Yeah, that'll work. All right. Maybe I'll bring you a little closer. One step closer to the cabinet door. I'm about to router. No, I promised I wouldn't sing. Okay. How's that? That looks good. Safety glasses. You're going to hear them on my makeshift headphones. There we go. Okay, grab my router. And I'm going to do this in a way where I don't want to just dive into this wood. Ideally, I would adjust this like halfway, take out the material, but I don't want to keep moving this bit up and down since it's already set perfect. But I'll just take off a little at a time before I go all the way. So, here we go. Hold on. Is it too deep? Maybe I should have checked that. So, kind of happened last time, although I was a little off on the measurement. So, I mean, that's perfect. It's almost like I need a bigger bit. Well, that stinks. I don't want to adjust a bit. I'm going to adjust it just a little bit. Come on, buddy. I mean, it is easy to adjust, but still. Not going to be enough. Woo! It's just going to be enough. Make sure you test it on something else. I'm not gonna because I'm stubborn, but let me get rid of this so it doesn't splinter on me. Super thin. I think that's gonna work. Yeah. I'm going with that. Oops, that was dumb. Just have an edge here that's, I don't know if the MDF is swelled a little bit, but should be able to set that right there and not have that edge, but this is perfect, so adjust my clamps. Have to stand that, I guess. What do you think? What do you think so far? Best day of your life? Still there? You guys tune out? In case you're just joining us, I'm making shavings for my hamster's cage. Just kidding. I'm making a cabinet door for my built-ins in my mudroom. And we continue. Sorry if it's loud. Okie dokie. So, all of this, gotta break off. I could set the router again, but I don't want to do that. Okay. And then I'll just hit that with a sander real quick. Now, okay. Show you what this looks like. What is the name of the router bit you just used? I believe it's a 1/2-inch rabbit bit, but I could be wrong. D-Doc with a super chat. Thank you so much. D-Doc's been around for a long time. Big supporter. I really appreciate it. If you want, let me see. Where's my router bits? Is it down there? No, I think I put it back in here. Yeah, so I have a little router bit set. So there you go. 1/2-inch, 7/16. So yeah, I believe it's a routering or a rabbiting bit. Like that one's a 1/4-inch. So if I was using 1/4-inch panel going in between these things, I could use that instead of a table saw. But yeah, I'm sure you'd be able to find it if you look that up. So this is what it did. Made a nice little channel so that my plywood can sit in here, just like that. And that is nice and flush. And that's going to make for a solid door. They're pretty heavy. So once I put that in there and glue it, this whole thing is going to be nice and solid. So now, I got to clean this up. I really made a mess. Okay. Router out of the way. Out of the way. Put it somewhere. Hey. Here. Okay. We've got our plywood. Measurements. That. Back here. Oh boy. I gotta use the bathroom. I have to use the bathroom. So, let me see if I can give you something to do while I'm gone. Let's see. I don't know. What do I got? It's gonna give you a fun job, but okay. I got it. All right, so when I put this plywood in, I am going to have a gap along here. So what do you think I should fill it with? I already know what I'm going to do, but here are my options. And if you have any, oh, I'm going to kill the sound. Don't worry, Jennifer. Thank you for looking out. And if you have any suggestions, as well as not filling it in because maybe it's going to crack anyways, think about it. Leave it in the comments. Kevin Watson says the pink stuff. Okay, we have one vote for the pink stuff. I'll let you know when I come back. The mic is off. I'll be right back. Discuss. what do we vote for? Okay, can you hear me? What do you think? This is what I've been using a lot, this plastic wood. But here's the thing about this stuff. So this is not a very nicely sealed package. So what happens, so this is supposed to be pink. And now it's all natural color because you can't get a good seal on this. So I don't know if it's affecting the way that it cures or dries or whatever. It's hard to get a good seal. So also somebody pointed out recently that this contains silica. So when you sand it, you got silica dust flying around, which, whatever. You know, nothing's good for you to breathe in. So I'm tending to not use this for a lot of things like I have been doing. This is junk. Sorry. This just does not work well. So if you use this and you roll something, it'll like re-wet the spackling and it'll drag through the paint. So I'm not going to use this. It's always Bondo, Pineapple Juice says, and you are right. Up until recently, I have been using Bondo wood filler for like everything. So the thing about this is it's pretty potent smell, and you have to mix it. It's a two-part mix, and I forgot how awesome this stuff is. I used to use this all the time, but this is also pretty potent. It's pretty stinky, but this is great. It's pre-mixed. You store it upside down. It hardens so fast. You're right, Brian. So you can take just a little bit, instead of mixing up the Bondo and hoping that you get it done before it cures or dries, whatever. You can take this in little amounts, and it'll work awesome for stuff like this. So that's what I'm going to use, plastic wood. And the smell is, I might end up opening this garage door because it is pretty bad. So that was a fun little game. What we're going to do now is cut our plywood. I'm just going to take measurements, get it as tight as I possibly can. So, like I said, I could do this. I wonder how accurate that's going to be. I'm going to do it. Yeah. I'm going to do that. I'm going to line it up like that and see how it comes out. I just measured the last one, but this might make this even tighter. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, now circular saw. Already have the depth set here, so just over the thickness of this MDF. When I make my video, what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to put a straight edge on here to show how to use it as a guide, but I'm just going to cut it by hand because I think I'm going to be able to get it good enough. But I like showing, you know, how to do it perfectly, or as close to perfect as you can. Measure before you cut. That's a good idea, Jennifer. Let's just check it out. So 13 3/8. 13 3/8 shy. 13 3/8 shy. 13 3/8 shy. So I will go on this side of the line to make it a little more loose. Good idea though, Jennifer. 44 1/4. Yeah, 44 1/4. Okay, so I think I'm good. Let's cut it. I'm gonna bring the heater up here so this super fine dust doesn't go right directly into it. And here we go. Okay. Well, one of these doesn't have that code marked. Let me get you closer. Anybody have paint sprayer recommendations before I go to the store? Preferably not one of the stand-upper ones, but oh, thanks, Brian. I will try to do more lives. This is fun. I like it. So now I have these little, I can either chisel out this thing right here, or I can just cut these, and that's what I'm going to do. Cut that. My jigsaw. Get it close, and then I'll sand it. Okay. Random orbital sander. Got too many things plugged in here. I got tools in my way. Circular saw. Round them off, much safer. Yeah, I want it to be nice. I don't want to have a nice chisel set. That's something I need. I'm putting off buying all this stuff. Because honestly, I want to show you how to do it with whatever you have. Wagner must not be very good. They have to sponsor a lot of YouTube channels. Yeah, so I bought a Wagner power painter, and I used it on my old house. Yeah, I tried. So if you missed the beginning of the video, I painted the other cabinet door that I have here, that I showed in the beginning of the video, with a brush and a roller, and I ended up not liking it. I sanded the whole thing off. With this, see that? The paint? Yeah, so I sanded it, and I just want a sprayed finish. I want something nice, and I'll sand in between coats. But yeah, Wagner Power Painter, I bought one when I did my privacy fence for the deck at my old house. And that's the only thing I'll use it for, is like outside stuff. It worked good for that, you know, but as far as like finish stuff like this, I don't know. I think I want something just a little nicer, where it has maybe more adjustments, and maybe I'll take some more time to figure out the, you know, the nozzle, the adjustments, if I have to add water or whatever, thin out the paint. And yeah, so I'll see what they got. But again, if you have any suggestions, put it in the comments. Here we go. Oh, Dusty. I kind of guessed with this one, to be honest with you. All right, so let's adjust the camera, check the fit check. Oh, thunderstorms. You know what? I love a good thunderstorm. Just open up this garage, sitting here and watch it, listen to it. Oh man, I love it. Tornado watch. Ooh, that's not fun. I don't like that. We don't have many around here, but yeah, that's not fun. Okay, let's check the fit. Please fit. It doesn't fit, guys. Real close. What do I have to do? I'm going to sand this edge a little bit. Sand right here a little bit. So here and here. Is that good enough? little bit more. I'm going to put the sander away because I think I got it. That's how confident I am. Just kidding, I'm not confident at all. Better be too tight than too loose, though. We'll say that. Yep. Looks like I need to grab that sander again. Round that over a little bit, too. I want this to be nice and tight. Oh, yeah. That's snug down there. That's going to be good. Now just right here. A little bit more. Come on. Stay with me, guys. That's going to be it. That's got to be it. Oh, yeah. I don't want to push it. Well, you know what? Yeah. Let's put it in here. Nice and tight. Like a glove. Yeah. Pretty good. Except for that. Don't look at that. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, oh, you know what? While this is in here, let's check for square one more time in case we threw anything off. 51 3/8. Just a little strong. 51 3/8, a little strong. Oh my gosh. So, perfect. I'm just going to make a mark right here so I know that that's how it goes in. This up. Take this out. That's a good fit. Now, the thing is, I need this. So I want to have, you know what, I'll do plastic. But I'm going to vacuum this up first, get all this dust out of here. Will I vacuum it? Nope. Here's what I'm going to do. Get out of here. Get out of here, dust. Okay. So now, this is something I've been kind of struggling with, actually. I want to glue this, but I don't want the glue to stick to anything. So I'm thinking I'll do plastic. If any squeezes out the other side, one thing I learned doing my first cabinet door, this style, is I was careful not to put too much glue here so that it didn't kind of squeeze out the other side, but that also made it in some spots not adhere that well, and I definitely want it to adhere, so I want to put plenty of glue in here. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just do some plastic, and if it sticks to anything, it'll stick to the plastic, and I can kind of, you know, sand it off, or I think that'll be better than it sticking to the MDF. So let me get some plastic. I wish I had a big, like, silicone pad, and it wouldn't stick at all. Let's take these 2x3s out. Okay. I am going to wipe it too. It's in here, but make sure that's solid. Gee. What do you think? Good? Excuse me. Let me get my towel, my wet paper towel. I'll get the dust off of this. This will also help the glue, as long as I'm not soaking it. I already know that it's going to fit really good. Then, take this. Whoa! The table's not there. Live outtakes. Definitely don't want to soak MDF, but let's make sure. A little dust on here. We can do it. Oh, I need my little brush that's inside. While I open this glue. Can you still hear me? I'm inside now. Okay. Just bought this little silicone brush for glue. Yeah, I've been using my finger to spread it around, and that's getting annoying, so. You heard me. Cool. I could walk all over my house. Anyone? Okay. Got my glue, my Titebond 3. Again, this is good for lower temperatures, and it gives you more time to work with. It doesn't set up as quick, which is nice because sometimes I'm slow. Make sure it's clear, and we glue it. Now I'm going to make sure to put plenty in here. As I said last time, I don't think I used as much as I should have. I want to make sure this has a nice tight bond, just like the glue says. Especially in those corners, because that's going to tie everything right together. Okay. Might be a little excessive. I don't care. Yeah. Yep, it's already dripping down. That's okay. Okay. We'll wipe up what we can right now. Now, flip it. How it goes. Okay, so when it comes to letting this set, really, I should just be able to put a little bit of weight on this. That'll be fine. But I could also clamp it, which is what I might do. And that'll actually make it so that I can clean up that glue. So I can just do this. Put a couple clamps on. See, these are the ones that I bought. I don't know if I like them. Let me see. Yeah, they don't get tight enough for me. Not doing it. Okay. So I'll actually use those same clamps. I'll put this here, I think. Maybe like this. Yeah. Where's my other piece? That'd probably be good. I need my 1/2 inch piece. Where did it go? Man, I lost my piece. Well, that'll work. I like that. Again, this is probably overkill. We could just use tape and gravity. Probably do the same thing. Just in case. Okay. That's tight, that's tight, that's tight. Pushing that down so I can stand it up like this. Wipe all that glue off. There. The only thing I'm worried about now is doing it like this. I don't want to warp the door with those clamps being like that. So, yeah. Maybe I'll just get that glue off real quick and set this back down. Because now I'm nervous. Just don't want to have to try and sand these corners like crazy afterwards. Definitely got enough glue in there this time. And it's probably going to expand and come out even more. But if I can get a good handle on it now, that would be good. Brush also has a little scraper on it, which is cute. If you're just joining us, this is called Making Mistakes Live and Breathing Heavy and troubleshooting audio with my audience. Okay. Off that plastic. set this down so we can have it resting on a nice flat surface. That was a silly goose idea. Silly goose idea of me. Probably already set. This stuff is great. Put a little weight on it. It's on a nice flat surface. So as it cures, it should keep the door nice and flat, not warped. What do you think? Looking good? While that dries, and somebody asked about this, I'm going to fill in these pocket holes with some little pocket hole filler things. You guys still with me? Thank you if you are. I really appreciate it. There's at least 99 of you here. Whether you want to say something or not, that's cool. Robert's here. He gives a thumbs up. OMG is here. Okay, so we did these pocket holes, and now I'm going to fill them. Brian is present. I think Brian was the one that asked me about these. Am I incorrect? Hello, Troy. Hello, Valerie. One thing I want to do, and before I put these things in, is I want to just take some sandpaper and sand that up. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Good morning. But I did notice on the other one that this kind of prevented me from filling perfectly. So I just get these little burrs out of here. Excuse me. Oh, coffee. Let's have a little coffee break together. You are a DIY guy, Brian. Just do it. Thank you, Peter. Tons more on the way. There should be a video out today or tomorrow. I haven't quite decided yet when that's going out. You patch some holes and drywall. It's satisfying to do stuff yourself. And I really hope my videos help. I have a ton of projects like this one, and a ton of smaller stuff on my second channel. If you didn't know, I have a second channel called The Fixer 2, where I do like a ton of little stuff. So I felt like I outgrew this channel to do like little projects, but I still wanted to do them, and I thought they were still going to be helpful for people. So things like how to change filters in your microwave, how to install a certain type of air conditioner, how to change a vacuum belt, stuff like that, little things. I have some drywall patching videos on there. So if you like that kind of stuff, check it out, Fixer 2. This channel, this main channel, is dedicated more of like bigger, more general videos. So coming out next is going to be finishing the bench seat that I showed you earlier. and then how to build your own face frames for your custom cabinets, and then how to build your own custom cabinet doors. Excuse me. And this stuff is like, I don't have videos on this really, very specific how-tos anyways, because I haven't done this kind of stuff in a long time. My old house, we always knew that we were going to come into or be moving out of that one, growing out of it. Wasn't our forever home. So now that we're here, this is why I'm kind of buying more tools and doing more finished stuff like this, because this is, we're really going to make this house our own. And this project that I'm doing right now with the pantry and the mudroom and my wife's library slash office, that is like something that we probably wouldn't have done at the other house. This is like very specific to our needs and our wants. So I'm having a fun time doing it and making some cool videos, I think, along the way. So like I said, either today or tomorrow, there'll be a video coming out on the main channel. So, oh, the garbage disposal. That was my first ever video on this channel, 7, maybe 8 years ago. So thank you for being around for, you know, I'm sure it wasn't when that came out, but thank you for watching it and thank you for sticking around. Coffee, cheers. Okay, let's fill the pocket holes. Easy peasy. So when I bought this pocket, oops, there goes a sander. When I bought this pocket hole jig, it came with these bad Larrys. Thank you, Casson. So what are the exact names of this? Pocket plugs. So since I'm painting these, paint grade, I'm going to fill these. 7 years, wow, thank you. What kind of paint texture? So it's not, I don't know if I understand that question. So it's not going to be a texture. I want to get this as smooth as possible. This is a little high. I'm going to have to stand that. As long as this is down all the way, which, yeah, it definitely is. That's perfect, 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 perfect. So yeah, I want to get this as smooth as possible. That's why I've been saying I want to buy a sprayer today. Oh, this is going to be satin. Sorry, I misunderstood. So I'm just going to use these, and they go in like this, and then you sand them down. They must be made of pretty soft wood because they're really easy to sand. So there we go. Yeah, I like the satin look. I wouldn't do flat on something like this just because I got 3 kids with grubby little fingers that, you know, I got to clean it, I'm sure. So I think satin will look the way I want it to, and it'll be, you know, we'll be able to clean it. And the paint I'm going to use, the paint makes a big difference. It's going to make a pretty hard shell. So that'll be helpful because I have a feeling that room is going to get used and abused. So I just need glue and a hammer. You most certainly don't need a huge framing hammer like this, but that's what I have out here. So let's glue these in. Like this. There's plenty of glue. And they literally just go in like this. That's a lot of glue. I need a rag. Just kidding. Give him a little tap. These ones. I do not know what paint tipping is. I may or may not be able to read that comment. Get this. Oh, something about wood glue. Something about wood glue, but kind of hard to read the comments and work at the same time. Sorry, guys. Okay, and it is as simple as that. Just let it dry. We go on to the other side. Matt the glue guy. You know it. That's what they call me. Am I gonna have to order more of these? I tell you, doing research online about things and certain things popping up, like speaking of glue, whether or not to glue certain things or to caulk certain things in, and how people feel about them, and other people are dead set on doing the opposite. And it is so, there's so much information out there. And I just want to thank you guys for even considering me for a source for that kind of information, because sometimes I'm just the same as you as far as like trying to figure out how to do certain things. I'll look stuff up and make sure I'm doing it, you know, correctly. But a lot of it is from, you know, experience too. And if you can make it work, and especially if it's your own house, your own project, you do it the way you want, and you will learn. If you make mistakes, next time, you won't do it. You do it a different way, and that's how we learn. And I really, really get upset by some people. You know, I get some comments on my videos about certain things that are, you know, oh, that's too easy. Why would you even, why would you even make a video about that? Everybody should know that. Or, if you need this video, you shouldn't be doing blah, blah, blah. And I think it's funny how people act like they were born just knowing everything about everything. You know? It's all about trial and error, research, testing things out. You know. Yeah, my blooper videos. See, if you want to, that's the real deal. That's what really happens with home repair. Watch my bloopers. The end of every video, and I have compilations out there. That's real life. So, I don't really want to take those boxes off. And I think I want to let this cure for a good amount of time. So I'm probably going to go buy a sprayer. I think maybe what I'll do before I do that, because I can, is I'll just fill in this gap, because these ones are bigger. So when this dries and I sand that and fill that in. Those aren't deep like these are. I'm really going to try and fill that in. So I'll do that so this whole thing can kind of sit for a while. But yeah, we'll fill that in right now. Going back down with the camera. Then I'll take a lovely drive. Go get a new sprayer, a new toy for me. So now you can see, you'll be able to see how quickly this stuff actually dries. And I'm done with using plastic putty knives. This is the way to go. Metal. You can clean it. You get a flexible one. All the putty knives that I have, speaking of stuff that people will assume that we don't need to talk about, but like all of these, so these little tiny, like cuckas make a big difference when you're trying to do some, some nice work. I don't even bother cleaning these now because I'm going to use metal ones from here on out. I have so many of these that I've tried like sanding that stuff off and it makes it even worse. So quick tip on a silly little thing that you might not think is important, but makes a big difference. Invest in a simple little putty knife like this. You can clean it and reuse it over and over again. So as I said, plastic wood gets stored like this. I'm going to open a door. No, I'm not. And the neighbor will think I'm crazy. I'm talking to myself. Who cares? They're probably working. Probably out. So this stuff is pretty potent, but I love it. And watch how quickly it dries. So what I like to do is lift this up and just take some off of the lid. Like that even might be too much. I'm going to try and just fill this right in. Try to avoid these if I can, because I have a giant toolbox in my way. Pull that right in there. Cool. So basically, I'm just going to do that. Ah! But man, it stinks. And it dries and is sandable within about 15 minutes. But definitely use it in a, see how it's drying already? That's the only thing though. I want to keep that, I'm going to kind of overfill it. I want to scrape that away. But definitely use in a well-ventilated area and keep putting the cap on. I'm just going to, I know, scrape, swipe. Just trying to really work it in there. I'm not really going to worry about these, where those connect. Okay. Get in there. Get in there. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. Let me move this thing over here. Loving the sound effects. So that way I can kind of read comments as I do this, as they pop up. Because I like reading comments and trying to reply to you guys. But we're going to wrap it up pretty soon. I really do want to do more lives. I did a lot back in the day. I say back in the day, maybe 5, 6 years ago, because I used to do all of my work basically exclusively at night, because I had a full-time job that I would go to during the day and, you know, have to work on stuff at night. And now I do not do any work at night because you can watch it dry. I'll leave it on if you want. Because, you know, I have kids now, and this is my full-time job, content creation, which I absolutely love, and I'm so thankful that I get to do that. But I don't know what I would do if I had a full-time job and 3 kids and, you know, grown-up stuff to do. I know people do that, and they make it work, and I tip my hat to you because I did it. I understand, but I didn't do it when I had kids, or I, had to like kind of step away from that, doing it that way. I actually left my full-time job about 2 months after I had my first kid, which was incredibly scary to say, yeah, you know what, I just had a kid, I'm going to go full-time on YouTube. The crazy thing, but somebody asked what I did for work. So the last thing that I did, I was working for a company making videos, actually, filming and editing videos. I won't get into specifics. And before that, I worked for a small construction company for over 10 years, which is where I picked up most of this stuff. And then I combined the two and left the 9 to 5 and went out on my own. I said, peace, I'm out, which honestly was the hardest decision of my life. It took me a while to make that jump, make that leap, but looking back, I wish I did it sooner. And again, I am incredibly thankful that I am able to do this for a living, and I wouldn't be able to do it without you. So, thank you for that. So, I should give you what you want. If you want more live videos, that's what I should give you. Woo, thanks. Okay. Ooh, Coda cameo. He was in earlier, but I'll show him before we go. Oh my God, I gotta open the door. That's ridiculous. Make sure you seal this stuff up. Yes, live videos are good. Bloopers in real time. The only thing that I get nervous about is construction can be a little dangerous sometimes. I don't want to have a big, not so funny blooper. But in general, I try and work very carefully and safely. So let's open this door up. Whew. I'm going to shut the heat off. That'd be pointless to have this wide open. Grab my coffee. Go talk to Coda. I have an instant headache from this stuff. Okay. Coda, where you at? I'm going to turn these headphones off. That was a good suggestion.
Channel disconnected. My other channel is the Fixer 2. I know, very inventive or original. The Fixer 2. Tons of videos on there. More videos on there than in my main channel, actually. Excuse me. I get an instant headache from work also. Coda! Coda, come! Come on! Come here. I want to say hi to you. Yeah, you want to say hi. You good boy? You want to show how good you are? Yeah. You do paw? You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. Can you say bye to everyone? You're a good boy. All right, so stay tuned for this bench seat video that is, like I said, coming out today or tomorrow. And then I have a video coming out on how to build face frames and plenty more stuff on the way. So after this, I may or may not do baseboard. I have to do this doorway. No trim chewing incidents, not since he was a puppy at the old house. He's a very good boy, although he gets really jealous when we leave the house. So he'll poop on the floor. This room is his favorite room to poop in the house. Spiteful poop, but yeah. Anyways, so I'll be doing a video on how to trim out a pocket door. I'll be hanging the pocket door, and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be doing some kind of desk over here, bookshelves, maybe this like whole wall being a bookshelf. I don't know. We still haven't figured out exactly. The lip on the bottom, right here, the overhang, just, is that what you're talking about? Because that is just a little added something or other. Or are you talking about this? A little, I don't know what you call it, I guess lip. I left this up high because I guarantee stuff will be here. And when you open the doors, it'll get in the way and whatnot. Excuse me. Anyways. And if you're talking about that lip, it was to have something to secure to the wall. Anyways, man, I need to go out and get some fresh air because I should have been wearing a mask. Always wear a mask. All right, guys, I'm going. I will see you soon. I will try and do more lives. Stay tuned for more videos. And as always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you joining me on this lovely Wednesday. And I hope you have the best rest of your day ever. Thank you, guys. We'll see you.